Hello, Internet. My name's Dakota. I'm the trash admin of this dumpster fire down the river of mediocrity. And we are Northern Knives. We're here today to go over the new trend of front flippers. Are they good? Are they bad? Am I biased? Yes. Stay tuned to find out.
He loves them.
Knife drop.
So Dakota, tell us, what is a front flipper?
Wait. My beer's almost empty.
Dakota, what is a front flipper?
So normally when there's a new innovation in knives, it's to improve the way you fire it, how you use it, somehow to improve ergonomics and
I like
ease
where
of
he's
use.
going with this.
And
I see this taking a turn.
the front
There's a
flipper
big butt.
is none of these things. It's instead of having a trigger or like something you flick out or anything that makes sense, you have to reach to the front of the goddamn knife with your thumb and bring it back and hope to God you don't cut yourself.
I don't know. I'm kind of thinking you're just not very good at it.
I think that's
Because,
definitely the case. Yeah.
I mean, well,
was
maybe
that,
I'm not
Mike?
very good at it. There we go. I'm still learning.
I mean, what do you do?
I'm
with
just
the-
not very good. The peñas I haven't been having luck with all day. If anybody saw our Instagram video. But,
I mean, that guy right there. I mean, I'm not.
well, the
good at
whippersnapper
these
is
things.
really easy to open.
that's the
but-
best of the bunch, I think.
Although I
Yeah.
do have to say,
Bam.
he does it with his
I do. So
index finger, and I am not very good at that.
Jesus Christ.
So if you get it down, it's really not.
So
not
I've
a lot
only
to it.
tried the index finger on the Chad just bought a knife.
Damn it.
So no, he dropped it. Oh, okay. Actually, that's not
Yeah.
bad with the Ria. It's a little.
Yeah.
It's a little. See, but the thing is, I have to hold it funny
Yeah,
to do it with my index
that's
finger, which
fair.
I don't like.
Well, it's a funny.
Well,
knife.
and then there's this thing, which is, I mean, we brought this out as an honorable mention because the front flipper is on the back, so you can kind of flipper it, but it doesn't flipper. And then you can kind
Yeah.
of front flipper it, but it doesn't flipper.
Yeah, that.
So,
Not a good one.
Alistair, maybe you being with your ear to the ground for the knife industry,
Sure.
explain to me why this is a thing and why people think this is a good idea.
Well, it's different, right? People don't want the same old thing over and over again. You know what I mean? And it's kind of exciting. And like, really, once you get it down, you know what I mean? There's not a whole lot to it, and
Well,
it's fun, and it's new.
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, go. Yeah.
No, well, and with knives too, like they've been around forever.
Yeah.
It is very hard to innovate
Exactly.
outside of design. You know, so that's kind of you kind of need a gimmick. And like, I mean, it's not necessarily gimmicky. It is useful, you know. And some people, you know, that's why you know, I'm not very good at the Spidey flick either. Well, I can't do it with this one, but like the Spidey flick is kind of a
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
exactly,
That
yeah.
was the same thing back in the day when the Spidey flick hole came out.
Flick hole.
Well, you know, whatever you want to. It's the Spidey hole.
Like,
but, you
especially
know.
like if you look at a knife like the whippersnapper, I mean that is like penultimate front flipper. That thing is smooth,
is.
I don't
it's easy,
dislike that.
it's fidgety, it's
just like
fun.
these.
That is
what it
the
is.
ultimate fidget knife.
Yeah, that is.
And it just
that's
happens to be a very good knife.
Yeah, it is.
Olamic does do really good work.
I'm gonna say I'm not too much of a fan enough to buy one, but this isn't that bad. I don't know why you're so poo-pooing on them.
Like he does it with his index finger too. How come I cannot figure that out?
I think Dakota's just old school and a little bit sour.
And a little bit sour.
He's an old man. But, you know, for actually,
Okay, so that's 6, and you're still working on 1.
Oh, I can do it.
There's 7.
so for actually having an out ready to go, this isn't going to be the best knife to have.
No, you don't use this for defense,
Yeah.
but it is a little bit of pomp and circumstance. You know, what I mean, there's no reason to flip a butterfly knife 4 times before you open it, but you know,
Yeah.
you do.
Yeah.
I mean, it
I've
kind
seen
of.
Will use his. He's just like bam, 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 bam. Bam, 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 bam.
And then
bam.
around and behind the back, he does
Yeah.
the thing with the shut the fuck up.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
pretty
and
good.
then it cuts.
Swirls it on his nose.
He's pretty good.
Okay.
I don't have a problem with front flippers. It's just it's kind of, you know, they're fairly new, and I do mess with them a lot because it's the most unfamiliar. That was the same thing when like the Parrot 2s really started taking off, and it was like I messed with the compression lock nonstop. Anytime I was in the shop and I had some free time and I was talking to a customer, like I'd always grab whatever I was unfamiliar with off the wall to familiarize myself with it, so I could get good at talking and not concentrating and still manipulating the knife easily. And the front flipper I'm still working on. The Rhea, this is the one I grab most all the time because it's the easiest to get to out of all of these where they're displayed on the wall. And so I've messed with this one a lot. Or the Emerson Design ZT.
Yeah.
That is a front flipper, which is actually the largest of all of them. And I really thought we still had that when I mentioned the front flipper.
That one is probably the hardest to front flip though too.
It is, which is why I grabbed that one
Yeah.
because it's the hardest. Although apparently I should be grabbing a Pena because they kick my ass. I'm starting
Yeah,
to
you
wear
get
the
it.
callus off of my
Yeah.
index finger here.
Yeah, doing that too many times, it kind of feels a little numb after a while on a
Little
certain
bit,
part
yeah.
of your finger.
But I don't know. I like these Pena knives. I think they're really cool. That burlap micarta is really nice. Integral titanium bolsters. Not that we're doing a review on these knives, but they just happen to all be
They're pretty
front
well done.
flippers, and
Yeah.
and you can get a really, really nice, really cool, really trick knife on ball bearings. Thanks to Will. Shout out to Will Miller for supplying us with these Penas.
Finger guns.
Yeah, I think he bought this one from us, and he liked it so
Yeah,
much.
yeah.
He's like, well, I need this one and this one.
Yeah.
That's it.
Wonder what a axis lock front flipper would look like.
It would look like it wouldn't function.
Yeah.
Because
The access, yeah.
yeah, because if you look at the back of the front flippers, they have a
It's
giant
all, yeah.
they have a giant chunk of steel right there, and you have to cut a big hole in it to clear that axis lock. It just wouldn't work.
Work on it, Benchmade.
It was the same thing when they did the ball flipper, which was
Yeah.
the flipper
Yeah.
knife, but
Yeah.
it was just
Didn't really work that well.
well, I mean, it was hideous. I
Yeah.
think that's part of the problem.
Yeah, that's fair.
No offense, ball. No offense, Benchmade. But I mean, y'all discontinued it, so I'm not wrong.
Just because you don't like me doesn't mean I'm not right.
Yeah, I think overall the front flippers, right? Hate or love it, they're here to stay, and it's just something new and different.
I see myself having
Yeah.
a front flipper in
Yeah.
the collection here pretty soon.
Absolutely. Yeah, I agree.
I don't think I'll go the Riat route. I just,
See, I like this one. I just don't like the others. They just
The Penas are the least broken in of the three, and honestly, I don't know if it's the detent or is it that maybe the pivot's a little too, even though they're on ball bearings, maybe the pivot is just a little too tight, but they have quite a bit more drag.
I think the
Then
gym
the
thing
React.
is a little too tight,
Too aggressive.
too aggressive. It hurts
I mean,
my hands.
me too. That's why most of my callus is gone. We were messing around with
I mean,
these
have you ever had a new
all day.
knife and just fuck with it all day and the hands hurt a little bit, but just
No, because I just by Microtex.
yeah, that's fair.
There have been some microtechs where it started rubbing
gets
my
pretty
goddamn
aggressive.
thumb
Yeah,
off.
yeah.
The new ramp design where they have the X at the top of the.
Yeah.
Those are pretty aggressive.
There was that one that came in that was broken, and you
Oh.
couldn't press it. You had to use two hands or
yeah.
put it on the table and just
Yeah.
pop it back in.
I think I might need a whippersnapper.
They have some pretty awesome.
I would really like to. I mean, we
Yeah.
talked to them about doing a collaboration project, but they're just so far behind that
Yeah.
they couldn't do it. But anyway, so there, Dakota. Some of us like front flippers.
We all like them except Dakota.
Or tolerate them.
Yeah.
At least.
Well, there's big news there. I'm wrong, apparently. That's total shocker.
I don't know that it's wrong.
Just your
You're
incorrect
just
opinion.
in the minority at this specific table. But you did the intro, so.
Yeah. And back to the tent.